Okay, this is okay here. Now we're going to have some late night crazy house fun, and we're going to try and get some people together to play Hand and Brain. Um, but while we're waiting, let's play some crazy house against um, the guy who taught a lot of us crazy house, namely Nick Theiss, on his YouTube in the past. Now that knight, yeah, that's fine. There's no. I've got to be careful sometimes of this queen check, but it's okay. And I should really have moved the bishop to here as quickly as possible. Um, so that's the kind of setup. Now I probably should have pushed this pawn, but then if I do push it, where's the knight going? Actually, it's got nowhere to go. But the thing is that pawn is not protected, so maybe this was a better square for the bishop. Push, takes, knight takes pawn. Okay, I'm going to actually also open the Discord and just put that to one side. Okay, hi there, Chuck Moulton in the Discord chat. We're going to try and get some people together to play Hand and Brain, and while waiting, I'm playing some casual games against none other than Nikolas Theiss, who taught a lot of us the game. So I'm trying to think. I really want to push e5, but I can't. Takes, but then I would get a queen. But and I might get a start an earlier attack. Okay, let's go for it. It's kind of a pawn sack, a little bit dangerous. But let's just have a go. So we get the attack first. It's kind of dubious in a way, but we'll see. Because also he's got quite good coverage of the squares, of the light squares, where I might want to, for example, drop a knight or something. So definitely want to try and work on the dark squares rather than the light squares. Just notice I could always got back my pawn here. Okay, I'm going to do this. So interestingly, he's not going for the pawn at g7, at least not yet, and he's trying to use up my pawn. I think I'll just sidestep, and the knight's covering any smothered mate ideas in future even. But pawn at g7 I'm sure is coming. I've only got one pawn in hand, so not much to attack with. So interestingly, he doesn't go for the immediate an intuitive move. But I'm going to do this, just bring my knight into the attack. So I'm both hitting the bishop and I'm hitting f6, and pawn at g5 might come. And also I could have just taken the rook. I mean that was a perfectly decent thing to have done. He won't want to let me take this bishop because then pawn at e7 will become a really serious threat. So bishop at e7 I'd say is extremely likely. And then I could go for the rook, potentially. He won't want to go bishop to e7, but I'm sure he will take that decision. Okay, so he doesn't. Instead, he goes for a defense. So if knight takes bishop, queen takes, then defending e7. That's another way of doing things. But the thing is, I can now go pawn here, and if knight takes pawn, I have knight here check, king across, bishop takes knight, and knight takes bishop at the end of that line. So I think that's really nasty. So I'm going to do that. So I'm threatening simply pawn takes rook, and the rook is trapped. So knight takes pawn is kind of forced. And now I've got kind of two knights, so that could even be mating. And yeah, so knight here check, bishop takes knight, knight takes bishop, and I've got a queen in hand even. So go for knight here check, defending that. He's got nowhere to really run to. So let's go push it here to push him back to somewhere, and let's go pawn here. Oh, you can go queen takes pawn.
Made him one like 3 moves in a row.
Yeah. Okay.
Eventually, I hope you play it, or he'll think that you're trolling.
Okay, now let's think. You're making me nervous now. Okay, so if I go pawn here, if he comes, you have to go back, and then yeah, I'm going to go pawn here.
That's another move you made him one.
And then, oh, I see it now. Yes.
There, finally made him one. You should go back over the game and see all of the made him ones you made.
Queen at f6, yeah. So queen at f6 was yeah. Queen at f6.
Oh, so first queen at g5 was made him one, and then from there, let's see. Hold on. Yeah. So let's see. So move 20, queen at g5.
Yeah, I see.
There was made every move after that.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, so that was quite a good attack though. I'm very proud of that. So knight e1, a very chess-like move, and so he's trying d5 on attack. So if I do get a pawn, I've got a pawn for h3, which is nice. Pawn takes pawn. So again, I have a pawn sack line after e4 because takes, and actually that actually works because okay, so now I could go hunting that bishop. So it works because the queen takes d1 was at the end of that line if you took with the knight. Okay, now that rook I can now go hunting for. And I'm just a pawn short of something quite lethal. And I could pick up a pawn, which is what I want for this attack to continue. And so I could win the rook. And I don't know if that's useful or not, but it is an idea. Okay, I'll just go for this. Okay, so now I have a rook in hand and a queen, but no pawns, which are kind of what I need to keep going. Or knights or something else. So I'm just going to push the pawns. He's actually got quite a lot himself. If I can get some pawns, then I'd be in very good shape. Okay, so he's going for knight takes pawn, which is interesting, and I can simply pin that knight. I'll do that. So it's tempting me to give back that rook, but I kind of want, which I want to do, but I would have liked something more as well for it. So so if I go queen h4 check at the end of the line, and he blocks, I haven't really got enough. So I'm going to go knight here.
I always get killed out of the opening, but you seem to have great openings, and I keep killing your middle games.
Right. Yeah, maybe I need to. Yeah, I think I had a stream with
so many good moves here.
I had a stream with Nikolas Theiss called yeah, but basically all about the middle game, because that's where I've been somehow not doing so well. Which is, yeah, I don't know why. Why that is. Okay, so that pawn, which is my
like you're still killing him.
quite proud piece, but let's see. Don't know how to get.
But you're gonna flag. I see a lot of maiden attacks for you.
I see nothing, so I'm sort of like. Okay, I don't see anything. Okay, I'm going to go with this. And I'll check. Okay, so he can just easily just step out of the way of that, unfortunately. And I don't see exactly how I can continue, which is a problem.
I see a lot of ways you can continue.
I see. So I don't know. I can't see anything.
See, I would have sacked the queen there. Queen takes bishop, probably won.
Yeah. Yeah, that's unfortunate. I can't see.
But now you probably lose.
Yeah, I don't really have anything, so it's difficult. Okay, so if I had queen takes knight, oh, he's being nice. I didn't tie those. Queen takes knight, bishop takes. Is there any follow-up? No, bishop. Yeah, I don't know how to play this. He's just blocking me off in every way. Yeah, I can't see. Okay, I'm going to go with this anyway. It doesn't really work because you can go pawn takes. Don't really have any continuation.
I think you will run out of pieces.
Yeah, that's the problem. Okay, so I'm just going to backtrack and backtrack again. Okay. So let's go check. Okay, I want to focus on how can I break in. Okay. And I need. Okay, so how am I going to? Let's just. Oh, that was just being greedy. I didn't know what I was doing. Yeah, I'm not sure what I'm doing here. Just resigns. I just got no pieces left to continue in the attack. Okay, so Chuck, are you up for hand and brain?
Not really. I'd rather watch.
Okay, so Chuck's not up for hand and brain. Who is? Antic is in the chat. So let's see. Is Antic up for hand and brain? Moon is silent, but he says he's not allowed to play. So unless he tells me he is allowed to play, Antic. Okay, Antic handbrain, and yeah, no one else has kind of got back saying yes, yes, yes. So maybe Antic and Helm's Knight could be Antic and Helm's Knight, me and Raven, for example. Oh, but Helm's Knight seems to be playing Bullet. But she's definitely keen on handbrain. Okay, so while we're still waiting for people to. Oh, too strong, too fast. Hang on a second. Let's see. What's his username again? Maelstrom. Just quickly, no, he's on. Okay. Okay, so we're trying to. Okay. So yeah, Too Strong, Too Fast, Antic are both in the chat, so maybe I just whisper to them. There we go. Okay. Oh, so it is my move? No, I'm confused. Actually, if we get one person, okay. So Fumitox doesn't want to. If we get Antic, then Antic and Atrophied could be the strong players, and me and Raven could be the weaker players, as it were. Oh, I can't castle yet. What am I doing? Okay, let's do this. And so knight takes knight might be a threat. Yeah, but now it's met by something. Okay, so knight takes knight. Yeah, I could do knight takes knight anyway. And take here. And now have an attack on g7. And take here. And now e6 is weak. So if I could go crazy and attack e6. Yeah, this is a very interesting idea. I'm going to do this with an attack on e6 and d5. I'm basically just blowing open his center. Or else taking a rook. So which to do? I guess take the rook and just lay that down. Attacking b7. So it's quite nice initiative. Okay, so he does a good job defending b7. So I'm going to just, okay, that hits e6 again as well. That's hitting that knight. Yeah, and he's just laying his pieces down in to avoid the threat, which is quite sensible, I guess. So what do I do here? I have bishop takes pawn, that doesn't do anything. Pawn there doesn't do anything. h6, yeah, I could go h6, but again, it doesn't really have a follow-up. So I think I want to take the knight. Yeah, take the knight, and take this knight as well. Now, if he does queen takes, then I'm skipping on. Yeah, he does do queen takes. So he seems he wants my knights. But his queen will end up right in the corner, which is not ideal for him. And now I'm in on his back rank with rook at b8 as a threat. So hi there, Kinth3. Greetings, and thanks for the bit. So I think I want your queen, please. Okay, so he gives it up for the rook. And he's left his bishops and loads of knights in hand. He's going to just build all kind of wall around his king, I'm sure. So how to break through into this? How to break through? Okay, I think e6 is a sort of weak square, so I'm going to go with f5, both for defensive purposes to guard h3 and also with an eye towards e6. It's easy for him to defend, but still just beginning to get to work. In the meantime, I'm trying to think where to put the queens. pieces are doing quite a good job defending each other. Okay, so if I drop on e6 immediately, he just takes. Yeah, and also my bishop hangs. So yeah, I'm not sure how to progress. So okay, the other thing is bringing the queen into the attack already, although a rook on g5 would just shut that down pretty quickly. So that won't really work. So what else could I do? Okay, I'm just going to do this because it's just creating trouble. In the meantime, thinking about e6. Okay, so that move makes me want to get rid of his bishop, so I'll do that. Because then that would enable me to drop a pawn on d7. So it seems like he wants to clear away my bishop and pawn for a rook. He'd be willing to make that sacrifice. Okay, so he's putting the bishop, covering e6. So very careful. Rook's also doing a good job defending the pawn in a way, but that's no good at all. I need something more stronger. So I need to get in on. I've got 25 seconds. That's the only problem. Okay, so I'm going to attack a couple of pawns. I'm attacking b7 and d5. Got to be a little bit careful of king safety. Okay, don't really want to give away the queen and an attack so soon. Yeah, this is frustrating. Okay, I'll do this because that hits the knight. Okay, he does a good job defending. Then I don't know what to do. Okay, so I'll just do this. Try to get to work on the light squares, it's just not working. I seem to be trapping my queen, which is also not ideal. Okay, so that was defending b7, and yeah. Okay, so that was